This video is about the differences in strategy for entering a new market versus entering an established market. So McKinsey says that for every successful market entry, about 4 fail. So that's a 20% success rate, similar to entrepreneurship. And so one thing that when we are thinking about a new product, we have to continuously ask ourselves, what is the benefit of our proposed new product? What are the market's frustrations of existing products of its type? How will the product fit into the current market? And then what sets this product, our product, apart from the competition? So really, we are looking for what? New ways to serve. New ways to serve whom? New ways to serve existing customers, new ways to satisfy unmet needs, new ways to do what? To segment the market, new ways to serve new customers. There are 5 critical ways that new market strategies differ from established market strategies. The first is to generate demand before vanquishing your competitors. So the battle is not here. The battle here is not against other firms, but the battle really is against customer inertia. So what do you have to do? You have to generate interest. How do you generate that interest? You can generate interest through trade shows, Facebook, social media, blogs, trade publications, business journals for the city. If your product is actually a service rather than a physical product, you can speak at clubs, you can speak at local radio, you can take out ads in the local paper or have an article written about you in the local paper, you can donate to nonprofits. What do you have to do? You've got to jumpstart that demand for that new offering. And so think of Apple, think of the Worldwide Development Council that Apple has to bring in developers to showcase what they are doing. So in this case as well, your competitors can actually be allies to educate your customers about a new category. And then later on, you can differentiate yourself from the other competitors. The second item is you have to time your market entry. So you want to time that rather than move immediately to exploit those opportunities. You can be a successful second mover. You can beat the first mover. You can beat the first mover by having a more targeted market. You can produce a product that better meets the target customer's needs. You can have more specific offerings. You can create a product that does not oversell. So you can sell only what is needed and not try to sell a Cadillac when that Volkswagen Beetle will do. You can look for complements. You can look for other add-on, bolt-on products that work well with your particular product. You can look for an ecosystem so that the product integrates with other products. You can as well focus on a well-defined market. For example, Facebook beat out Friendster by focusing on university students. You can tie your future prospects to a powerful platform to gain momentum. So think of Excel. Excel was the first spreadsheet to run on Microsoft Windows and actually beat out VisiCalc and beat out Lotus 1-2-3. So as well, you can leverage the power of a network. So think of the AR kit being partnered with IKEA, for example. Think of Bank of America licensing its card operations across the US, and then that became what? It became Visa and beat out Diners Club. As well, you can sell to customers directly before trying to leverage powerful sales channels. And so how do you do that? You find that right market niche and you develop a range of products for that market niche. You find the right formula for success, your product modifications, your offerings, and that way you start out small, you determine what are the modifications that need to be made to your product, and then you can start to accelerate that growth. I have a friend who sold a safari sauce, which was a chutney, a South African chutney. She's South African, sold this South African chutney into Whole Foods. And how did she do it? Her first 500 batches, she had to go to different, she went into the different Whole Foods grocery stores. She went to different farmers markets. She went to different places, and she actually gave away the first 500 batches that she had, or the first 500 bottles that she had. But what was she doing? She was gathering that information to find out what did Americans like with regard to that chutney. So you need to educate your consumers about your product. And then number 4, you win in targeted footholds before targeting larger markets. What does this mean? It means it gives you the chance to redefine your target customer, to redefine your value proposition, to make sure that the specific needs of your customers are being met. And a foothold, what's the purpose of a foothold? Is to provide a fast entry point into the market. So Campbell Soup, what did they do? They set up stands in grocery stores to see who would buy which products and how much they would be willing to pay for those particular products. And as well, you get real products to actual customers to get that customer data at the same time. So you are trying to satisfy a particular type of customer in your foothold market. And what does that do for you? It allows you to save money and time over trying to satisfy what a more diverse set of customers. So that foothold market allows you to focus. So think of bread and cheese, for example, that is being given out at the different grocery stores or at different venues. Think of samples of yogurt or of drinks, different drinks that are given away for free at fairs or at other gatherings. And so what does this do for you? It allows you to narrow the target for your sales. And then after that, you can attain your scale within your niche. And as well, your early customers can serve as positive references. And then finally, what do you want to do? You want to retain your flexibility instead of trying to leverage those fixed costs. So you have to be nimble, you have to be quick, you have to be able to experiment easily, quickly, and you have to be able to pivot. So if you do not try to first establish scale, if you do not try to first leverage fixed costs, then you are able to pivot. Then you are able to make those changes on the fly. If you do establish scale so that you can leverage your fixed costs, then you're stuck. Your path is set. There's nothing else for you to do. You have to continue with that particular path and only have a small bit of leeway there. So that is the reason that you want to retain your flexibility, retain that nimbleness so that you can pivot. What are our objectives there? Our objectives are what? To fail quickly and with little expense. What does that mean? It means that you're small. It means that you're nimble. It means that you're able to pivot. It means that you've had your product out to a niche group. You've given your product away in certain instances to get feedback from your customers to understand what it is that needs to be redirected so that you can become successful. So you focus on that small number of variables variables, that you focus on those few assumptions that must be true so that your product will be viable. And then after that, you can expand your product. You can add other features that will appeal to other customers, but you look for those few very small set of features that are going to appeal to your niche product. What is the difference between that and marketing to established markets? It's completely the opposite. You do want to have scale for that. You do want to be able to produce in greater quantities. You still need to have what, though? You still need to have those customers that are testing your product to make sure that your product is a viable product and does meet their needs. But you've already done that, and now that you know that your product does meet those needs, then you can ramp up. But at the beginning, you need to do what? You need to have a very targeted niche product for a targeted niche consumer so that you can very quickly pivot if the need arises.